Bungie just buffed the exotic chess piece for hunters called the Gerfalcon's Hauberk. In today's video, I'm going to be demonstrating how insanely good this thing is now, in PvE especially, and you can use this in anything, really. Challenging endgame content, everything, this will be a really strong exotic to use. And not only is it good just for clearing ads because of volatile rounds, constantly making you go invis, you can also give yourself a 35% buff when you get a finisher on an enemy, and that can buff any of your weapons. So in a second here, I'll demonstrate this on my Gjallarhorn here. So now I've got the buff, and I'm going to shoot this wizard, and just absolutely obliterate. Probably die no matter what due to a G-Horn, but it's pretty cool to see a 35% buff to your Gjallarhorn from using a Void subclass. So let's go ahead and talk about this build a little bit. We've got the Gerfalcon's Hauberk here. Its new text reads, your Void weapons gain volatile rounds after you emerge from being invisible. And so what we're going to do is we're going to set up our build and our subclass to make it so we can go invisible through as many sources as we possibly can, so we always have those volatile rounds and always keep this gameplay loop going. So first up, you have your smoke. It's going to be snare bomb. That's the only choice you can choose. If you throw your smoke at something, it will weaken it, and defeating that weakened target will make you go invis due to Stylus Executioner here. And we'll also have Vanishing Step, which at any point in time you can just use your dodge, you'll go invis, and that will also give you the volatile rounds when you come out of that invisibility. And then thirdly, we have Vortex Grenades, which will weaken targets because of Echo of Undermining, and in doing so, by defeating them, you'll get invis, and then you'll get the volatile rounds again. And then lastly, you'll also get it from your finishers, because you'll have Echo of Obscurity on, which finishers will grant invisibility. So you have 4 different sources of going invisible. So you're always going to have volatile rounds. It's going to be like Void 3.0 when it first came out, except it's going to be even crazier because now you can use weapons with Repulsor Brace, and Void Overshields just recently got buffed from 25% resistance to 50%. So you're going to be an absolute tank. You're going to be clearing ads. It's a really good time. This is a really cool build. We're also going to throw on Persistence, and then we'll throw on Starvation because Devour is always just so good and such a good choice. So what I'm using for this is I'm using a Hero's Burden with Repulsor Brace. I tried a bunch of different weapons. They're all pretty good, honestly, but Repulsor Brace is just so much more fun for this and will honestly keep you alive a lot more than any other weapon in the game. So we've got our Gerfalcon's Hauberk on, we've got a Repulsor Brace, and then you could use any power weapon. You could try to use a Void Rocket, for example, because you only get the buff for such a short period of time. I'll demonstrate that right here. When you get a finisher on an enemy while invis, you can see it's got damage boost there, and my timer's almost already running out. So it's a very short window of time. That's why I chose to pair it with something like Gjallarhorn, so that I could fire off that rocket and have that big boosted damage. And I did double check it. It does give you a 35% buff even to a non-void weapon. The loop will play together a little bit better with void weapons, but I feel like a 35% buff to Gjallarhorn is pretty awesome and really makes this build super strong. The rest of the text on this exotic reads, when you are invisible and defeat a combatant while using a finisher, all of your weapons gain bonus damage. All of your weapons, doesn't matter what type they are. And you and your nearby allies gain a reserve overshield and improved class ability regeneration. These reserve overshields can be deployed by using a class ability, so it even has really strong team utility. Gerfalcon's Hauberk is insane after the buff. Let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed. Smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Later.